Welcome back to Twice the Half That. I'm Anthony.
And I'm James Gandolfini.
There's a striking resemblance there.
Sad thing is, you ain't even been drinking. Now we're going to talk about, start off the show with...
We're going to talk about a lot of different shit.
Maybe.
Probably not, though. We'll probably start talking about... technically it will be a lot of different shit. We'll start talking about one thing and then we'll just cascade into a bunch of different things. A lot of
different wormholes. Spatial corridors and Voyager. That was bad. And I wonder if any of those corridors came to Earth. And, quick tangent.
As I
Star
stated.
Trek fucking sucks, man. What I would like to see to just fix all this garbage. Yeah, man, see, I can't even speak. Is have John Delancey's son come back and, get caught by John Delancey. Make him, or someone else. Oh! Bring back, what's her name? Amanda? The other Q.
Oh.
Bring her back. She'll be older, wise, older, because she's a Q. And, you have her and little Q try to, fix stuff so shit wasn't so shitty for the humans. As a thank you, because they both got, some history with us. And, just be like this whole new little Kelvin timeline gets erased, because Delancey's like, hey, you're effing with stuff, and just refix it, and then we'll go back to
a happier
real
time.
Real timeline, because I don't what JJ's do or what the production company's doing is garbage. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to be in this timeline. In case you
haven't listened to any of our previous shows, not a fan of the J.J. Abrams or Bad Robot.
A lot of the stuff,
Star Trek.
Yeah, they're not good. He needs to be paired with someone who knows how to write. But that being said, go back to where, Deep Space Nine left off. Yeah, Deep Space Nine. And it's a knockoff. And Voyager, because Voyager was the last one, correct? Yes. No, yeah. Technically Enterprise was. Yeah. But I don't like Enterprise. Get rid of that. Or the JJ stuff. You could keep Enterprise, even though I'm not a big fan of it. Dad got to do some stuff.
Yep.
And, start back from there. Have the Dominion, come back. They weren't going to be stopped. They know what's up. They're going to keep the pressure on. They're going to want to come and slap the people who just slapped them in the face. So that's something you can do. And, that's a big threat. And you mix both episodic and, what the hell is it called? An arc for the show. Not so much string continuity, but or actually more string continuity. Whatever. I'm getting lost in what I'm trying to talk about and also getting distracted by what they're doing. Go back to that. It's a lot better. Now what we're gonna talk about is what Ja Morant, said about him being able to cook Jordan. You're a talented kid, but, no. Jordan was extremely, extremely good at just disrespecting the shisa out of you when you thought you could throw down on him. Ja, I would love to see you be able to get to that point, but you got
had to go be dad for a little while.
You got to put on some muscle before you challenge that dude.
And one of the things that MJ was just extraordinary at doing was building up a narrative in his head where he was the underdog. And that fueled him because he took everything you did as disrespect.
He didn't like losing at a game of quarters. This dude does not
hyper competitive.
Dude, I think it was at a Bulls game. He's seen a couple of the security guards or one of the workers, a couple of the workers, legit playing quarters against
and he'd go
the
over
wall.
there and fucking
he went into his pocket and grabbed, oh, I got change and a couple of little dollars, ran over there and like, let's go. Got beat and was hot. Run that shit back. And then they were like, damn, this dude is serious. There's still a game that needs to be played. That's how competitive that dude was. And you, honestly,
and that's
really
not saying that,
believe
like, Jaw's talented.
if you spot Jordan like 10, you spot Jordan, fuck that. Let's get a barometer. You know what, Jordan? Pull your old ass out of retirement real quick and come throw down on Ja. First one of 21. That I would love to see that.
That would be
I
fun,
would love
and
to
make
see
sure
that.
the paramedics are nearby.
Because you've been smoking and
you
drinking
smoking them
quite a bit.
Cohibos for a minute,
And you, like I said, you were hyper competitive.
Like
that
you will play to the point where you
will
have a
die
heart
on
attack.
that hill.
Yeah,
You will die
literally,
on that hill.
literally.
Hey,
But yeah.
or not, prove me wrong.
But honestly, Ja may be able to take him a couple times off the dribble, or every once in a while.
No, he
you'll
will
get
be
some,
able to score a bucket, but
but
it may only
he ain't gonna
be,
stop MJ.
No,
Prime
you're not
MJ?
stopping, and MJ's gonna stop you.
Prime
will
well,
stop you.
like even if you can score,
MJ from 10 years ago.
Wizards MJ.
Oh, he was still bad. He was
Dude,
still
he
a bad
averaged
man.
like 20 points.
Yeah, and that was literally for the lug of the game. Love of the game.
He
came
swear
back at the
we
league
can
minimum.
speechify great.
Yeah, I can spoach. I spoach all over the place. But, shit. I feel a lot of these modern players, not to say they're weak or anything, but...
Well, and it's also a different game, so you
It
come
is,
up
it
playing
is,
a completely
it is.
different game. When Jordan's coming up, it's a lot rougher, even on the schoolyard, you know what I mean, on the blacktop. So when you get out into the NBA, you've already gone through that. It's a completely different game going through the AAU circuit now.
Yeah, it is.
Now, and it's not to diminish the player. They're coddled because they're seen as a commodity now.
And
you don't want to.
They are worth a lot.
You
of
don't.
money
They
when
don't want to
get there.
risk any injury to these kids when they're younger, playing a more physical game. Which is why when you see a guy like Draymond, a guy like Pat Bev, like guys who kind of get under your skin a little bit, they're more noticed now.
Yeah.
They were average. They would have been the average. That would have been the average defense.
The average
20
dude.
years ago.
Yeah, they would have been all up.
25
in your
years
face.
ago, 30
Go
years
look
ago.
at John Stockton. He was no punk. You get punched in your face for talking shit. Them old school players. They were. It was. People forget.
And it's not
I don't
to
know
say
if
that
Ja,
today's
how
game.
old is Ja?
22.
So,
Let me look it up
How
while
old
you're
was
talking.
he when Ron Artest and crew went up into the stands and started
The
delivering
Malice at the Palace.
justice? Remember that?
year
They
was
went
that?
up there. That was
Oh, 05?
I can't even remember.
Alright, first, let's go with John Morant's
hilarious, though.
age. I was about to
That
say
was
name.
hilarious. They just
So
hit
Jaw's 22.
throwing.
I was right. He's
All right,
22.
22. And who was it? Ron Artest. I can't even remember. Was it
04.
O'Neal?
I was close. 04.
04?
Yeah, it was. I'll tell
Jermaine.
you. It was Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, Ben Wallace. There was a lot of guys
Man,
involved.
that was one hell of a good fight. I remember they were just brawling. It was like, oh, look, it's wrestling. It's better
That's like
than
straight
wrestling.
up.
Holy shit, they're doing crowd work for real.
Yeah, it was.
But
It was something. Anyone who hasn't seen it or even heard of it, which tells me you're not really into sports, go check it out.
yeah, and man, it was real physical back in the day. And
I think they did like a 30 for 30 or something on it too, if I remember right.
if they did, I gotta catch that. But yeah, the Malice in the Palace was
And
great.
that's a series that I dig that ESPN's done, is the 30 for 30 documentaries.
Yeah.
A lot of them are really well done. And a lot of them are actually done by like filmmakers. Like
Yeah,
it's not
real.
Yeah.
Didn't Spike Lee do one?
I believe he did.
Something with the Knicks, probably.
Usually. I think it was the
Why they suck. Why they can never. Hey, if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm just like 2
guess
seconds
30
from
for 30
committing
hasn't.
suicide all of the time. Did you see what they did in the off season?
Who?
That's like the Knicks.
Oh,
That's like, oh, why you? No.
well, they
No!
traded
Time
a
and time
bunch of
again.
stuff
Yeah, for, like, nothing.
to be able to. Well, they did it to be able to, this offseason. They did it to be able to free up money to sign Jalen Brunson to a 4-year,
Why?
$104
Why?
million contract.
Why?
Because he had a really good playoff run with the Mavericks.
So?
That's
yeah,
why.
that's bad spending. That's just.
And you know, watching Brunson. I mean, now we're going down a completely different tangent. But watching Brunson play, he's a solid player. But is he the guy you're going to build around? I don't know about that. Especially when you're not close to competing.
Yeah,
Because you're not close to competing.
Hey, but good for you for making a lot of money.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll never knock a player for taking that
Hey,
check.
and Dame, you're from here?
Bro.
Yes. Get the bag.
Yeah, that ain't even a bag.
But-
that is like a bag. Dude, he signed so those what the hell am I drinking over here?
For
Shit.
real. Shit.
Oh.
Maybe you need to drink. Go get some absinthe.
Some
Go
blum
get-
blum.
Go get some super good absinthe and get effed up like the guitarist from Motorhead. He was in England and I think he said, don't quote me on this. The main theme is correct. Goes to the bar. He's like, basically, give me the strongest shit you got. They're like, all right, bam, pour him this like neon yellow shit, and he's like, what the? He's like, all right, takes a shot, pounds it. Oh yeah, damn, that's good. Hit him with another one. Next thing he knows, he's waking up naked on someone else's toilet in the hotel. This Japanese dude yelling at him to get the fuck up and get out of his goddamn hotel room. He comes to like, what the fuck? And then bolts and is like, where am I? Where's my room? So like, yeah, absinthe will. And this dude's a drinker. Motorhead.
It's because absinthe isn't just alcohol; it's a hallucinogenic
Yes,
too. It's
yeah.
the wormwood.
Absinthe will f you up. No, Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane.
That's
wormwood.
That's witch's brew. You take some of that shit. Bye. I'll catch you.
Hey,
later.
have a nice trip.
For real. He spiked. But KD, your ass is staying put, bro.
Oh, man.
How did you expect
and now-
to leave?
Well, now, and it looks like Phoenix is now off the list.
Everybody's off the
well,
list.
no, because it looks like Ayton, who would have been a big part of the sign and trade to be able to make the money work without giving up Booker or CP3, is real close to signing with the Pacers. So now there's no way without moving either Booker or
I'm telling you, he ain't gonna
CP3.
move because every NBA owner,
But, yeah, well,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
governors. They're governors now.
every NBA owner, listen.
And that's
As
that's
someone who has literally got literal proof that my family has received 40 acres and a mule, just call them fucking owners. They own the goddamn
they
team.
own the team,
They
not
bought it.
you.
Man.
You're an employee
they're
of the team. You're a
paying
contracted
you.
employee.
And
They
last
own
time
the
I checked,
team.
slaves don't get paid. And if you're talking about, well, I guess that does scale because there is a lot of Slavic people in the fucking NBA, and they're the original slaves. So that's hilarious. That is hilarious, and they continually get treated like shite.
Yeah, they do.
But they're owners. It's asinine to give it some.
Yeah.
It's going the other way. To me, it feels like, oh, I'm sorry, you feeling bad. We won't call you that anymore. Like, man, back the fuck up. It's an owner. That's what you are.
You're not their you're a contracted employee of the team.
I am helping you, the owner of the team, make money. And in return, I get a small portion of what I help to bring in. If you are any type of athlete who is not the cream of the crop, You know what you need to do? Get better at your craft. Then you will be getting paid more. How many people...
Look at GP2.
Yes.
Look at GP2.
Perfect
Gary
example.
Payton II.
Look at Kurt Warner.
Yeah, that's another great example. And those are, Warner actually might be a better one because he reached the pinnacle. He's a Hall of Fame. Undrafted, playing in the Arena Football League, working as a bagger to, not just a bagger, but working at a grocery store, goes to a tryout, and ends up in the Hall of Fame.
And that, in all honesty...
And you can make the argument that he shouldn't have necessarily been
up.
a Hall of Famer based on just the length of his career, but he did.
It's more the hill that he had to climb.
And so that's a perfect example of it. And then, GP2 is another one. Gary Payton II
It's your craft, man. You have to get better at it.
Went to Oregon State. His dad is a Hall of Famer, one of the best guards, arguably the best defensive guard of all time. He goes to Oregon State, comes into the league, gets a couple games here, a couple games there, spends a lot of time in the G League, a couple games here, a couple games there, a lot of time in the G League, which is a developmental league. It's a league below. It's kind of like the minor leagues for basketball. Eventually, not this past season, but last year, he latches on with the Warriors, and they needed bodies. He gets on the court, shows something.
You got to make the best of the
and
opportunity.
when you get an opportunity,
given.
show something. He showed something. They brought him back. They ended up cutting him going into the year. Cut him and another guard, Avery Bradley. Cut both of them, and they were going to bring back one of them. The vets on the team wanted Bradley. Front office said, I respect your opinion. We're going with GP2. Bring him back. He ends up playing 71 games this year, I believe, in an 82-game season.
Look what he did in the finals. Look what he did,
Shows that he's a strong defender that can defend multiple positions. As an undersized guard, undersized for basketball. He's 6'2", I think.
Yeah, it's crazy. He looks small.
Right. He looks tiny out there. He looks like a child. 6'2". If you're walking down the street, you'd probably be doing this. You know what I mean?
That guy's tall.
But he's super athletic. He knows what his skill set is, and he knows what his job is out there, and he goes and does it. Has a very solid season. Very good playoff run while he was healthy. He was hurt for part of it on a dirty play. Gets a big bag. We're not talking about a kid who just got drafted. He's 29 years old now.
He's worked hard.
So, you figure even if he would have stayed, because I haven't looked it up, if he stayed all 4 years at school, potentially 5, you're coming out at 23, 24. So he has worked his ass off up and down for 5-6 years. He just got a contract from the Portland. Holy shit. Take a couple weeks off and now you can't talk.
Portland, we couldn't talk to begin with.
That's true. I don't know how you people do it.
Portland Trailblazers.
The Portland Trailblazers, trying to just put it all together in one word. He just signed a 3-year, $28 million contract with them.
Wow, is it that much? Nice.
And, when you look at basketball terms, that's not a crap ton of money when you got players making more than that in one season.
Shit.
But for a guy who's worked his ass off, toiled in the G League and bouncing around, and
what's the league minimum for the NBA?
It varies based on experience. So depending on what year you're in, it actually does vary.
Okay, so it scales.
Which is the way it should be. It shouldn't be like a fixed number. But a guy who's worked his... When the Warriors cut him going into the season, he said, can I just come in and be a video coordinator then? That's how much he liked being around this team and wanted to be around the league. He grew up around the league. His dad's a Hall of Famer. So while $28 million in basketball terms isn't a ton of money when you have guys making double that in a season, for a guy who's gone through what he has in his given profession, to stick around and do put in the work and the time and the effort to get that, I gotta applaud that.
Yeah, it's hard work, man. That's what you gotta do. You gotta make again,
the best of the opportunities he was given, and cashed in big. I mean, again, he's
Shit,
not
a
going
bunch
to.
of our dudes did.
He's not going to get every penny of that $28 million. You know, you got taxes, you've got
Nah.
agent fees, got.
Wesley Snipes said there's no such thing. So you just follow that line of thought.
Follow that line and end up in
hey,
prison.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. You can't be a couple marbles short of a sharp knife. Don't do that shit. And when you do shit like that, or like Scottie Pippen, I'm the owner. Here goes 5 years, $18 million. Don't sign that. Why would you do that? I just told you not to sign it. Sign it? No. What?
All he heard was
like,
sign it.
Dude, like, Jesus, my family needs the money. Like, that's why you need agents. That was Scotty. Jeez, dude. Like,
I think I
dude.
left the window open.
Oh yeah, hold on, just noticed that. It's white noise.
It's white noise, but it'll pick up and it'll be annoying.
Nice. Oh God. You know, but KD, you're stuck. You're stuck, and I believe all the NBA owners are kind of, you know, in league with one another. They're like, hey, man, we got to get a handle on this situation. We cannot allow, you know, these NBA or anybody we sign.
Well, and that's the
to
thing too.
Immediately be like, all right, I'm gone.
Well, that's what AD did. That's what a lot of these guys. And granted, KD didn't do it right away. He put in 3 years and then he did it. But you've committed to that team. And you can tell them you're unhappy and you would like to be traded, but when you've done that you've built up a reputation. So now there's going to be teams where they go, I want his talent. Like, give me, like, I don't know any team that wouldn't want a KD on the court.
See, this is where
the court.
Yeah.
But when you don't know how long you're going to have him, how committed he is, how can you give up the assets that the team wants back for him?
He's committed. I think right now he's kind of being lumped in with, you know, Harden wanting out. And, I mean, this is the first time he's actually asked for a trade.
Yeah, it's the first time he's asked for a trade. But he's
all his obligations.
He met his obligations, but
been.
He's also shown that he tires of places quickly. He's constantly trying to be...
He's too sensitive.
Yeah, that's
He's used to getting... This is the problem, especially with the NBA. They're used to constantly getting their way. No matter where they are, where they went. I'm good at basketball, so everyone's going to bend whatever rule to accommodate me. Not necessarily they're going to bend rules that I break, because a lot of these guys understand, don't mess up and you're good. It's more so I'm watching you be like, oh, no.
But at the same time, like, and especially in KD's situation, you literally brought this on yourself.
You should have known better.
Kyrie, you literally, like, there's no, it's not a situation where it was like you went to a team with these false pretenses. You tied your wagon to a guy who had already had a reputation in previous stops and around the league. That's who you tied your wagon to say, this is where I'm going.
This is who I'm going to run with.
This is who I'm running with. We got this.
Then you blatantly disrespect your coach, someone who you're not in the Hall of Fame yet. You know, so if I was you, I'd settle down. And you will Did Nash make it to a finals? He got stopped several times.
He made it to the conference finals a bunch of times with
he got stopped by the Lakers.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he made it to the finals, but he won 2 MVPs and he's in the Hall of Fame.
So, but yeah, and he actually led the offense. Durant cannot. He showed he cannot lead.
I wouldn't say he
can
disrespected.
Be the lead scorer.
I wouldn't say he disrespected the coach as much.
Kyrie did it.
Kyrie disrespected the shit out of him. Did you hear the story?
He said it. He said it with them. He said one night it could be that guy. He also bought into that rhetoric.
Did you hear the disrespect at the team dinner at Nash's house?
I would have fined that. Either one of them.
No,
Fuck you. I'm gonna fine your ass.
Did you hear what Kyrie said?
What'd he say?
So they were at a team function at Nash's house, and Kyrie allegedly goes up to Nash. You know, I obviously haven't vetted this with Steve Nash to know if it's true, but he allegedly went up to Nash and said, "Oh, can I see Kobe's MVPs?" Like basically stating that when Nash won the MVP, it should have been Kobe.
I would have sacked that motherfucker. I would have been like, okay.
I would have been like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, I would have kicked him out the house, and then I'd look KD straight in his face. That's your boy. I'm sitting him the first 10 games. I don't give a fuck what he says. And as an owner, you must back your coach. I don't care how long it takes for you guys to have shitty players that don't jump in the league. Sue them. Put this. Spit shield worked pretty good right there. You know, you need to teach these players, I am the one who pays your check. I am the one who allows you to make this much money. Yeah, your play is good, but if I don't want to pay you, how you going to make money? If I get in league with every other governor and be like, nope, like they are now, because they're tired of you guys doing this. And this is not saying that this is your fault, KD. This is the fault of
you're a symptom
AD,
of the issue.
You know, Kyrie. This cannot be put on LeBron for leaving Cleveland.
He did it the right way.
Yeah, he was done. His contract was up.
His
it's
contract
time for me
was
to
up.
Go. Did he do it in a way that was rubbing it in their face?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do I got a problem with that? No, because of what happened
at the moment I
scenes.
did. At the moment I did, just because it was like, you're making this huge production over you announcing when every other person just goes, this is where I'm signing. But
no, it was because it was
hindsight,
your home. What pissed me off, it was your home team, and you disrespected them like that. That's
but then
what
in
had
hindsight,
me back
finding
in the
out
day.
what I found out about what happened in there, which we've
totally
gone into,
agree.
go back to one of our previous episodes.
I'd be hot too.
We went into it, you know, there was some
Delonte West slept with whatever his name is. He slept with LeBron's mom,
and everybody but LeBron knew,
and they didn't
and nobody
tell him.
said nothing.
That's not cool. I'd be hot. Allegedly. Allegedly, LeBron put that motherfucker out on the street, but you know.
Oh, I mean, I've seen some clips of him, and he ain't looking good.
No.
For a guy who made, you know, double-digit millions in his career to be out on the street corner with the sign, like, and it doesn't look like he's faking it, you know, like it looks
Mob LeBron came out there because, hey, I take you with me. I help you with some money. You give me a favor in return. You know, and Delonte did not do that, so he got beat. And LeBron can't beat his mom, you know, that we know of. But now I'm playing. You know, but that's disrespectful. If you don't sleep with anybody close to any family members, that shit's not right.
No.
You know, and you could do what you want, but problems may arise, and they may be more than you want to deal with.
Yep.
You know, but
there are lines that shouldn't be crossed.
And cross them.
Unless your intention is this is going to be a permanent thing.
And and even then, that, you know,
you
may lose, you know, somebody in the equation. But going back to basketball and really any sport,
well,
you know, when you sign that contract, if you're not too keen on where you're going,
do what
honest,
KD did when he was with the Dubs. Keep signing 1-year deals.
Yeah, hey. No, max do 2-year.
Yeah.
You know, if you do 1 year, understand that to me as a fan, that lets me know
that you're not
strictly business. Strictly business, so don't pull a KD and expect me to believe that you're legit gonna be here for some time.
Well, and that's my thing with when KD was with the Dubs.
On how much love I'm gonna give you when you're
KD
showing
was
me
with
you're
the Dubs.
mercenary.
That's
you're telling
exactly.
me you're a mercenary, bro.
So he gets upset when he's with the Dubs that, you know, he was never fully embraced the way that Curry was. Curry, first off, was drafted by the franchise. Grew up. We watched him grow up as an NBA player. You came in here as top 2 in the world at your profession. And we welcomed you with open arms, but you constantly signed 1-year deals, and you wondered why by the third year you weren't embraced the same way. We still loved you.
No, we still love you.
But you weren't embraced the way that because he's here. He's he's the prodigal son.
It's beyond that. When you yourself show me on a constant level. I just shoot the shots that, Kerr told me. I got 11 shots, so I took the 11 shots. I don't know what more you want from me. Getting hella mad. You wanted to enter a system in which all you had to do was be a player within the system.
Be a cog in the wheel.
Not the entire system. That's what you yourself
you
said.
You literally came here to learn to play team ball.
And if you look
at the numbers... You came here to learn to play team ball, and then complained when you weren't getting 25 shots a game.
Neither was Curry, homeboy. You all took that hit. You cannot expect to be the top dog all the time. And hey, bro, if you truly are top dog, all you need is 11 to 15 shots to show me how bad you are. What more do you need?
And a lot of times,
Curry was doing it. A lot of
times,
Clay was doing it.
And KD were all getting 18 to 21 shots. They just weren't getting that 25, 26, 27 shots.
You don't need... Show me how efficient you are. Show me how much of a good player.
You come to be a part of this system.
A good player. Show me.
Where you see it's, they say play with joy, but also some aggression. And, you start, getting snippy with the... I thought when Kerr says, I want to see him be a little more aggressive in that last season as a team. I thought we were supposed to play with joy.
That's acting like a straight little bitch. I love you, bro, but that's legit. That's acting like a pissy little kid. Oh, no, I'm supposed to. It's like, yeah, he's your coach. He sets the tempo. You are a soldier under his command. That's how this breaks down.
Hey,
and that's
and
what
under his command, the last 2 years you won a ring.
Man, how do you not understand that? Not only that, how many rings does Kerr have as a player? How many rings did you have a player? At this current point in time.
He's got what? 5 as a player?
Man, and then as a coach, how many?
Now he's got 4.
Hold on. As an assistant coach, how many does he have?
None. As
what
an
was
assistant,
he?
He was a GM. He was the GM for the Suns for a couple of years, and then he was a broadcaster.
I thought he came off the bench. I thought he went bench upstairs.
This was his first coaching.
Oh, okay.
So he went from player, from player to GM to broadcaster to head coach.
So, and he had a ring before you got a ring, and he had a finals appearance, failure the same way you did. So he had 1 win, 1 loss when you joined the team. Why would you not want to listen to him? And then you leave, and basically, it's annoying how you think you know more basketball than the fucking coach. Any player, your job is predicated on you. That's what you're focused on. You're not focused really on the team. You lightly are, but not really. The coach is, because that's literally his job. Popovich,
and it's not just him, it's his assistants too. And to Kerr's credit, which is, we could dive into this a little bit, is Kerr
knows how to pick his subordinates.
Not just that, he's not afraid. He is not intimidated to bring in coaches with head coaching experience that could potentially take his job, especially early on. His first year as a head coach, he had Alvin Gentry as his lead assistant. He had Mike Brown on his coaching staff. Both guys were head coaches in the league at one point. Prior to
and then after they left, didn't they get head coaching jobs?
Yeah.
So it's like,
but then you juxtapose that with Mark Jackson, who Steve Kerr replaced, Mark Jackson helped build the foundation in which this championship, this dynastic run, is built on, because he came in when the team was really toiling. After the little Nelly, after the strength in numbers in 2007, Mark Jackson
Jerry
came
West. If you slide him into Jerry West's same role,
I don't know. I don't know.
He did it for us. There's another team he did it for apparently, and maybe one more that he actually helped fucking come up.
But
a coach or
you look at
somewhere
him
in the system.
You look at him and what he did with his coaching staff. He got a bunch of nobodies on his coaching staff. That it was almost as if I'm going to intentionally get the lowest rung guys,
I'm gonna
so that
make sure
nobody
that my position is safe.
that nobody on my staff could take my job.
And-
That's what that came off as, and he did help build the foundation and set the tone for the team because he really emphasized defense, which the previous coaching staffs did not emphasize,
What do you
especially
mean?
like Nelly.
Nelly always played defense.
Nelly was one of the best offensive minds in the game, especially in the early 90s when he revolutionized the run and gun, which is a lot of what we're seeing now offensively. The small ball lineups, things like that. But
Could you imagine him with Curry? We
like
probably wouldn't have won, but it would have been exciting.
Curry probably would have averaged 50 a game.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Nelly with Curry and LeBron and Clay with Draymond?
Well, really, with just the
As the
team,
defensive
just
anchor?
with the three guys they have as their foundation right now, Curry, Clay, and Dre. Like Dre's a perfect fit for Nelly's model. But Mark Jackson, it was almost like a refusal. I'm gonna go get all JV coaches to be my assistants, so that my job's safe. And then he gets canned after 2 years, and he led the team to winning records to playoff appearances in his 2 years, which was something we were not used to here. Because other than you take out the We Believe team in was it 06 or 07?
That was still part of the old ownership, wasn't it?
Yes, the We Believe stuff.
Crap
Yes.
ass. No. I know the We Believe. I mean Mark Jackson.
No, that was
the
with
new-
this
that was the
ownership.
beginning of the new. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that old ownership was shit.
Oh, he was terrible. There's talk that the reason that he picked the owners now, Lacob and Gruber, this ownership group, was because the other lead candidate was what's his name with Oracle.
I want to say McAfee, but that's
No,
not
it's
right.
no McAfee is.
It's Oracle. Whatever. That dude.
Oh my god, the McAfee is a very interesting one
yeah, that would
to
have been
di-
hilarious.
to dive into.
Yeah.
Larry Ellison.
That's what it is.
It was gonna bother the shit out of me. I had to look it up. Larry Ellison was the other, was one of the lead dogs and the guy that all the fan base wanted because he's this multi-billionaire, one of the wealthiest men in the world, and loves to
Oracle
win.
Arena.
And loves to win. You know what I mean? So there's
Maybe
talk.
he'll buy the Niners.
I don't see the Yorks ever selling. There's been
Can we
opportunities.
take them from? I hate the Yorks. They're
But,
a shit ass owner group. I don't give a
But
fuck
there's
what anybody
talk
says.
that the reason that Cohen selected this ownership group because he thought Ellison was basically going to do what this group's done and spend money and just turn it into this winning team. So he thought these guys weren't going to be able to win. So he wanted to kind of not make himself look bad.
Why? Oh God damn!
Yeah.
See, that's why I hate that.
And now I
mentality.
have again.
That's a dumb fucking.
I haven't
mentality.
verified that, but I have heard that a couple times.
If that's true, that's a piece of shit move.
But you know what? Honestly, thank you because you gave us one of the best ownership groups in all of professional sports.
Yeah, I appreciate
These guys
that.
foot a bill in a salary capped league where there's luxury tax and stuff like that. They have one of the highest payrolls in all of sports. Not in the NBA, not in the NFL, not in all of sports. They have one of the highest payrolls because of the luxury taxes and stuff like that. So we could go back to the GP2 contract just to exemplify it. That 3-year, $28 million contract would have cost the team about $63 million due to the luxury tax.
Yeah. Ooh,
Which is why
that's
they let
a
him walk.
Hefty price tag.
So
no, it's not. Let him walk. Forced to let him go.
yeah, they
That
didn't.
is
They
a
didn't. The
hefty
ownership
price.
didn't want
They
him
wanted
gone.
to bring him back, but it's like, man,
And to his credit, to GP2's credit, from the reports I've heard, it wasn't as simple as Portland put the contract in front of him and he signed it. He had a really because the Warriors had a contract out there, but they were very transparent with him and said, "This is all we can afford to pay you."
yeah, you got to go after your paycheck. You
And-
don't know how much longer you got.
Exactly,
You
and
gotta
especially
go
for a
after
guy
it.
like that, like we went over earlier, he is bounced around. He's now 29, which you're nearing the end of your athletic
Yeah.
prime, and this may be your one chance to get that big contract.
You got to take it.
So they were very transparent. So that's, and to GP2's credit, is he sat there and truly thought about it because he enjoyed his time here. I respect that, but
yeah,
hey,
you gotta make that
get your
money.
money.
You gotta think
Get that
about
chicken,
your family, man.
I mean, get your.
And he's going.
You may
to
never
a
get
team
another
he
contract like this. We don't know what's going to happen with him up there. You may never get another shot at this. You'll probably still get other, contracts here or there.
Yeah, the cool little contracts,
but
you
ain't
strike
gonna.
while the
Hey,
iron's hot.
get that $30 million.
Hell yeah!
And speaking of contracts,
thank you for what you did. I appreciate
absolutely. And hey, if it don't work out in Portland, you will always be welcome back
here.
here.
I always take it back.
You will always be welcome
Patreon
back here.
on your paycheck.
But talking about contracts, that Dame contract, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, what'd you say it broke down to? What is it? 122?
So it's a 2-year extension on the contract he already has. So it doesn't kick in until, for another couple of years. Yeah. It's a 2-year, $122 million extension.
Man, that is a lot of bread.
And it breaks down to, in 2026-27, because the way the NBA season is, it's played partially in 1 year, partially in another. So they break it down as 26-27. So the season that starts in the fall of 26, ends in the summer of 27. He will be making $63.3 million.
Man, that sounds nice. I could take that. Sounds like
I'll suit up.
Hell yeah, what you need? I'll be an enforcer. I ain't gotta do nothing but kidney shot a motherfucker on accident. Oh, what? Bow! Elbow right to the motherfucking, not lung, goddammit, liver. Shall even do his lung. Fuck it. Bam! Oh, my bad. You cool? Alright, bye.
But yeah, $63.3 million for 1 year.
Dame.
Hey, I can't hate on it. I mean,
no wonder that lady didn't want to get back to him. She was all like, fuck that guy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When you sign a contract that's paying that much in a salary cap sport, you're not going to win. You're not. You're not going to be able to, because they're not going to be able to pay to keep anyone around you. But
fuck it, it's Portland. Who gives a shit about Portland? No one was going there anyway.
If you're seeing that, it's almost like he's loyal to a fault. He doesn't want to leave.
Why would you? Why leave?
Exactly. And
Portland
he's clearly happy
2 hours,
there.
2.5 hour flight?
Not even. It's like an hour 45.
On a private jet?
Yeah, it's like an hour 45.
Man.
It's a 12 and a half, 14 hour drive. It's a 12 and a half. You could drive that in half a day.
That.
I've driven
and
it.
I'll tell people from Oregon, learn how to drive. If I'm going faster than you and there's 2 lanes, get the fuck out of my way. When you're in California, if someone's going faster than you, get the fuck out of the way.
And you know what? That goes for
drive.
that's not just Oregon drivers. Now let's get into
I've driven through your shite state several times.
No. I'm talking about do not get on the freeway and instantly get over into the fast lane and go 55 miles an hour into 65.
And you are no longer in the country.
I tend to go slightly above the speed limit. But I don't expect you to.
Hey, why does Southern Oregon smell like meth? Like hardcore. Every time I've driven through there,
Make sure it's not just you.
Like, I don't do meth. I do coke. Nah. Fuck that.
Right over there.
Yeah, see? Coca-Cola. Sponsor us. I'll give you nothing.
I'll give you screen time.
Yeah, see? I just did. You owe me money. But seriously, dude, why?
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
You're, shit, brought to you by De Beers and Rolex and what's that other one? Cartier. Hey, I was on, what was it? K or one of the jewelry websites.
I think K has the partnership with
and they
Cartier.
had Cartier. I'd never really cared about, jewelry. I was looking for my wife. And when I came upon that, I was like, dude.
Why was your wife on there?
Dude, because she's modeling. And shit, it's fucking expensive nowadays. You gotta make money somehow. No, I'm playing. Fucking,
you gotta sell feet pictures.
Yeah, or shit, sell used panties. Hey, but for real, I'm jealous of you ladies. Man, if you were a dude There's no market. Gay guys ain't gonna buy used boxers. They're gonna, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Get out of here. You
The
know,
nice Oda balls.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. They're more likely to buy used female panties than used even used male panties. You know, you have a unique opportunity to go to the bathroom in your drawers and still make money off of it. Like, I'm a little jealous. OnlyFans, some of these little girls, I own a house, I'm 20. Like, how'd you do that? Oh, I just showed my ass. It's all like,
Yeah, and it's like, in some of them, it's like they're not even doing anything hardcore. It's literally just modeling.
you could literally have Idris Elba do the same thing and he won't make any money. I mean, he make a little bit.
He'll make some money, but he ain't making.
Yeah, he's literally gonna be like, this is like sense to what this little 21-year-old just made. A minute. Like, man, that is, I'm super jealous of that. He got a house. How long you been doing it? 3 months?
Yeah.
Like, what? That's crazy. And cool. You know.
And my anger towards it is purely jealousy.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
just
cool.
like I
I
say
love
with athletes, get your bag.
There's that one old lady who's doing people. Oh no, you know what? I think her son's sick or some shit, or special, so she's sleeping with people for cash. That's fucked up. That's how fantastic our medical, sector is.
Especially if he's, needs medical help. It's like, thank you, Reagan. Thank you, all these other
conservatives. I love how I am my brother's keeper. No, I don't want to pay for him. But you're not paying for him. No, I don't want to pay for him.
Hey, and we could dive into something right now that's very serious that happened while we were away. In the Supreme Court's decision on the Roe v. Wade stuff.
Oh, it's very clear what the right is doing. They want the United States to slip back into some, Christian haven that it used to be. It never was a Christian haven. What are you talking about? When people did go to church, it's not like they followed anything.
No.
And then when you came out,
it was almost a status symbol. See, I went to church, I'm good.
Not to mention, look at all the shit they
90%,
did.
like I'd say, I don't know what the percentage is. I'm throwing out numbers out there, but a very high percentage of those people that are consider themselves good Christians,
they're not.
They're not. They don't follow a damn thing that Jesus Christ spoke of, that he preached. Hey, and in case you are that dense, Christ was Jewish and not white. He didn't, unless he was an albino. He didn't have pale skin.
No.
Not where he was from.
No.
He was very brown.
What the hell is that? They got a specific name for it, but he comes from, the Eastern Mediterranean. He's not gonna be light skinned. I just understand.
He's gonna look more like Osama bin Laden than Fabio.
Well, just understand.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's gonna look more
He's gonna look brown.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be any other color than, a caramel colored looking dude. And not to mention that the Bible you're currently reading was literally picked through, combed through, cherry picked,
and translated numerous times. Which, if you've ever played telephone, when you translate shit, stuff gets lost.
Well, it's not even playing telephone. They actively omitted shit. They actively rewrote stuff to fit their narrative. That's what they do. That's what all religions do to keep their subjects in line. It's like any other entity that has people in it that are on a mass number. I'm not losing my power. I'm at the top. I'm making bread. I don't want this to end. I got power over everybody. If I want to take advantage of somebody, I could take advantage of them. I don't, in any sense of the term. Look at David Miscavige with Scientology. They literally are IRS exempt through terroristic means. That should automatically, they should automatically have that withdrawn. You literally terrorize
not just
IRS employees, government employees, to make sure that they got, tax exempt status. They should automatically be pulled. You're lucky I'm not governor, because I'd pull that shit and then I'd go after you for human rights violations.
Oh,
because
God,
that's
plenty
what you're
of them.
committing.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as slavery, yet these people are actively signing contracts, being conned into signing contracts that last 1 billion years. Are you serious? Go on Netflix and watch Leo Remini's whole little thing about these people. They're psychotic. They're not a religion. It's a cult. If you would not allow Jamestown, why are you allowing them? Especially with, L. Ron Hubbard. That guy was off. And I'm pretty sure, this is just my thought, just me here, pretty sure he was molesting them kids.
Very good
Pretty
chance.
sure.
Very good chance.
You only have children on a boat where no one else can do anything. No one can hear them screaming. You can beat them. And last time I checked, it's pretty easy to brainwash a kid. There's a lot of people who can tell you they've been abused and they said nothing almost their entire lives. How many people go their entire lives without saying anything?
Yeah.
You're not going to know.
I mean, that's exactly what the Catholic Church did.
That's what all these churches
Yeah.
do.
That's what predators do.
That's what most, it's what most,
But, getting back
governments-
to the
any
whole
large group
the
does
whole
that shit
Supreme
to an
Court
extent.
thing is a lot of the arguments towards whether it be Roe v. Wade, now Clarence Thomas, the almighty curly hair. Good old curly hair on the Coke can, Clarence Thomas
Yeah, that dude's a piece of shit.
is preaching that now, or not preaching, but now saying the next things that we made, this Roe v. Wade overturning opens the door for them to go after, LGBTQ community in the rights,
All based off of
contraceptive,
their religious
all
beliefs.
based off of religion. And for all of the forefathers of this country's shortcomings, because they were not perfect men,
Nobody.
they foresaw that ruling a country and having a country run via religion was not a good method, was not a sound method. They wrote it into this paper that these conservatives hold to this high standard because they always point to it when it comes to certain things that they cherry pick.
They're carpetbaggers.
They cherry pick.
will literally cherry pick everything that
It's like that
benefits them.
Family Guy episode, according to the Geneva Convention, Article 18, page 3, paragraph 2, line 3, word 2, the. Like, that's literally what they do. But they, for their shortcomings, the forefathers foresaw this and have it written, separation of church and state. Yet every single argument against, same-sex marriage, abortion
rights,
and any
anything,
of these,
praying in school, doing this, doing
is
that.
Every argument is headlined by churches and Bible verses and this and Jesus and that. No, that's not the whole thing. Well, this country needs Jesus. No, it doesn't. A Christian needs Jesus. That's it. That's where it ends.
Yeah.
And you Christians don't even listen to what Jesus preached.
No.
You do not practice one damn thing that he preaches. So miss me with that shit.
Not to mention the other thing that they did, they made it legal for public money to be used for religious schools. But let's be honest, only for
Christian schools
or Catholic schools.
How about
Those
this?
and no public
what
money
country- what
should
state
be
was it?
used for anything,
Damn
for
it.
any religion. I don't care who you worship. I don't worship your shit.
There's a state, I want to say it was Alabama or Arkansas, but I might be wrong on that just recently had a court, there was a lawsuit in place because a family was refused service at a place that receives public money because they were Jewish. And it is now, said it's okay for businesses that receive public money to refuse service to people based on the fact that they're Jews, as long as there's at least one place in the area that does.
Wow, you see what I mean? They literally want to go back to an era where white is right. It's written clearly, plainly. They're using the same talking points that white supremacists look at. They're pissed. Literally, when Obama became president, these people were pissed because they truly believe that. Yeah, I was about to say something else. They truly believe
someone spit all over the camera.
that they are the true heirs to this country. They built this country. I got a news flash. You didn't. You came to a new land. You didn't know how to plant shit. You weren't hunting all that.
That's if you came over on the Mayflower.
Man.
Most of you came over here your family came over here 100 years ago.
Man.
I know mine came over here after the turn of the century. Or at least the ones that I could track to. Like, I have no ties to anyone in this country. Like,
it literally, it's about, and they know what it's about because you're the ones who keep making these talking. You're going to hit around. You're not going to hit the bullseye. You're going to go around the bullseye like somehow you're intelligent and I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're not saying the N-word. You're not saying, you're not saying the K-word, and that's synonymous with the Jewish faith. You're not going to say that. You're going to dance around it. And, I've been watching a couple of conservative channels on YouTube. And what's your problem with women? Seriously. It's to the point where I'm all like, you guys, some of you guys are slightly, feels like you're closeted gay and you kind of hate yourself and you really hate women for some reason. Is it because,
it could be
is
a
it
situation
literally because they have a vagina and you don't? Like,
or
what's your problem? Why do you
part of me
hate
feels
them
like
so
it
much?
might have to do with, pseudo incel thought process.
That's the old boomer thought process.
I want what you have, meaning your vagina. I want what you have when I want it, where I want it. Doesn't matter what our relationship is.
I own it.
Yeah.
I own it.
And it could be it could be someone that, you just met and they were polite to you. Hey, newsflash, dudes. Just because a woman's polite to you doesn't mean they want you.
Yeah, that's for the pure incel. I mean, and a lot of this, you watch it with, and it's bad it's bad in this country, period. A lot of these dudes don't understand, you gotta sweet talk her out her panties. Stop just trying to be aggressive. That shit don't work. And if you get caught and get put in prison, I'm telling you now, them niggas in there, you're gonna be treated like a bitch. And I don't mean they're gonna come and they're gonna take your cheeks. That might happen. No. I mean you're gonna be extorted. They're gonna run up in there, they're gonna beat your ass, they're gonna take your stuff, and they're gonna be like, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. You better have my money. What money? And then you're gonna get hit, and then you're gonna be like, you better have my money. Figure it out. Just sweet talk. How hard is it for you to learn to converse like a human? Talk her into it. Don't just try and be some douche.
Or just accept,
impress.
Hey, she's not interested.
It's a numbers game.
Bro, not everyone's going to be interested. Not everyone's going to be... I've talked to females and it's like, asked them out. They said no.
All right,
cool.
Yeah, that's dead. All right.
Cool.
I mean, you still be cool with them, still try, but
cool.
If all it was an infatuation and it ain't being bounced back, don't sit there and convince yourself that, you might be able to wear her down. She said no, move on to the next one for yourself. Shit. Quit being up, and then it's usually you motherfuckers that get obsessed on someone. Oh, nobody tells me no. It's all like, dude, who the fuck are you little bitch? Only retards, nobody tells me no, does shit like that. And it irritates me because I just recently found out. Remember Brian Callen, the Persian tow truck driver from Mad TV?
Oh, yeah.
He said several things on Joe Rogan's podcast and even on his own. Like some girl was basically told him like, nah, don't do that. And he was all like, no, we're gonna do it. Or, oh, no, all right, well, we'll just sit back. And then kept, like, pushing
Yeah.
the motherfucking, you know,
It's the dude that's sitting there, and it's clearly she's not interested. You keep grabbing her hand and putting it closer to your crotch.
not
It's
that
like,
much. More like trying to, you know, she said no, but you keep trying to joke and keep trying to get her, you know, asking and nudging her in that area.
Are you
Kinda got
sure?
her
Are you
boxed
sure?
in.
Are you sure?
And
Are
yeah,
you sure?
and it's all like that. It's like, bro, just drop it. It's a dead issue. If you're really that hard up, go pay for it. You got bread, bro. If your game is that tight, then you should have been able to seal the deal. Hey, it doesn't always happen. Count it as a loss. Go back to the comedy club and see if you could get another one. You know, that shit disappointed the shit out of me. I'm like, damn, bro. You're over here talking. You got all this game and you're going to turn around and, you know, pull some bullshit like that. I'm hella disappointed in you. That's sad as fuck.
And
That's
it's
super sad.
It's that, and then you have situations like Aziz Ansari, where
He asked and he got his response and he was like, all right.
yeah,
You know, that shit happens. That's why, hey, if you're not adult enough to handle that awkward situation when it arises, maybe you should take a little bit of time and game plan on how you're going to handle that. Man and woman. Because it ain't cool to just violate somebody. And I got, you know, it's fucked up, but, you know, throughout history, we have raped shutting up into women. And it's wrong, and it ain't right. You know, I've had family members that have been violated. He's had family members that have been violated. And let me tell you, if I find out who it is, let me just shut up.
yeah.
But
Just
you know,
leave it at,
you know, stuff will happen.
yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty sure most of the dudes out there and shit, most of the women feel the same way. If a family member gets
Absolutely.
violated, you know, hey, there will be some physical violence going the other way. I guarantee it. Let me find out. Let me find you. I do not condone it. I do not tell other people to do it, you know, but hey, again, you're an adult. Spend some time. Think about it, and if you decide to do what you do, you better be prepared to pay the consequences.
Be prepared for the consequences.
You know, when you get caught, it's
the
not
repercussions. Your actions have repercussions.
And if you, anytime you break the law, they ain't coming at you with just one law. There's many ways.
they look at as many as they can put on you.
As many as they could put on you for fines and jail time. So think twice before you do. You know, and have a good lawyer on retainer, well, when it comes to sexual abuse. Anyway, that's just the way I feel about it. You know,
no, absolutely.
I don't like that shit. I don't
No,
like people
I do not
who,
condone that
know,
bullshit. And now, again, that ties right back into the fucking Roe v. Wade stuff. So now, if a fucking 9-year-old gets raped and
like
she's
that
ovulating,
10-year-old
yeah,
who got pregnant, and they were like, nope, she got to keep it. She's 10. That's what I'm talking about. They don't care about human life. They don't care. They care about them getting their way.
And the groups that are sitting there saying
their religion takes priority. That's what they care about. What I say goes.
Hey, and the First Amendment, which guarantees you your freedom of religion, guarantees me my freedom from your religion.
Well, not to mention, if you're the Republican Party who believes in small government, why do you keep poking your nose in everything? In everything. You don't believe in welfare, yet all these major corporations who make money hand over foot don't have to pay taxes, get subsidies. And don't hit me with that dumbass bullshit. Oh, you don't understand economics. No,
I understand enough.
I grew up with crooked people, hustlers, dope dealers, pimps. The thought process is the exact same.
There we go.
Fucking scales. These dudes
Tennessee.
don't care about you.
I'm sorry. I've been
Tennessee,
sitting there
that
looking it up.
backwards ass state.
So here, I'll read it for you. Chancery Court in Davidson County, Tennessee has ruled that taxpayer-funded establishments can place signs that say no Jews allowed as long as there's at least one establishment where services for Jews are provided.
You see what I mean? And that is what you get when you have any conservative in power. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about, you know, the
They care about the Constitution so long as they could spin it to benefit them.
They don't even care about that. They'll just circumvent it. They'll just ignore it. You know, they do shit Like, and and this shit pisses me off because I just recently heard this too. Joe Rogan defending, Ted Cruz leaving when shit got cold. Why you defending that? Oh, why can't he leave? What are you that you must be defending him? If not, you are one of the dumbest fucking people ever. Why shouldn't the person who's supposed to govern and help fix this problem, why isn't it okay for him to leave? Yeah. Like, bro, you cannot be that fucking dumb.
While your constituents are literally freezing to death.
You own multiple businesses. You understand, you taking the reins, you hopping on and taking control. You certainly did that when you called Tim Pool when he was live to talk about some bullshit about, I'm not sure, about Alex Jones. You don't give a shit about Alex Smith. Talking shit about Alex Jones or clearing that shit up. So you clearly understand when you're supposed to take the reins and fix a problem. He didn't do that. You know that. So you're playing dumb. Why are you defending these fucking people, dude? This is why a lot of people turned from you. This is why when I read your subreddit, it's shitty. People are shitting on you. It's sad to watch somebody who, you were kind of in the middle to then just go the other way because you got bread.
And really, that's the better way to stay more centrist. As a politician, the more centrist politicians you have, because there's some aspects of...
Because they're not going to be biased to their side.
Either side.
I hate the current Democrats. They're weak. They can't do shit. They're either weak or they're in bed with the Republicans and allowing them to just slowly degrade the powers that the people have.
Now, too.
Well, because you have people that are like, what the fuck are you doing? This is literally going against what we believe in. And the same with the Democrats. The only problem is the Democrats are way better or I shouldn't say they're way better. A lot of them are more in line with being weak and just being all like, well, we don't do shit and we still make money. The Republicans get in, they run up the deficit, and then they blame it on the Democrats, and then we sit here and, what are we gonna do?
Well, that's
are we gonna fix
you look
this?
into all this and going back.
Hey, fuck you, Biden. And I don't care if this gets demonetized. You are another shill president. What did you promise us? You said you would do something about student debt. You haven't done shit, bro.
Now he said, I'll make a decision by July or August.
Now, see what I mean? And then you expect people to vote. That tells me you are actively working for voters to go Republican. You're pushing them Republican. This is a game that they like to play. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. And then they slowly erode what other better presidents, other better Democrats, better Republicans built years ago. On everything we have now was pretty much built off the backs of the greatest generation, who we just lost, one of the last World War II vets? Those people.
It was the last living...
combat vet?
Or Medal of Honor recipient from World War II.
Oh, okay. Well, see, those guys, they are the ones who put their toe on the line. They're the ones who went and secured our future. And what did you give them in return? And I do mean all of them. You gave all the black veterans who came back, fuck you. You don't get a house. I know I promised it to everybody else. They're going to get it. You're not. Oh yeah, Tuskegee program, it's going to continue. We're going to pump you full of syphilis, even though we know pretty much a lot there is to know about it. I'm still going to pump you full of it. Why? Because I don't like you. Even though time and time again you have been there with us, you helped forge this country, but you know what? No, you didn't. You didn't do shit. Apparently it's only been, what was it? Protestants or whatever the hell the top one was. There's always one of you fucking religions fighting
It's all the same shit. They're all Christians. They're all Christians. It's just a different version of Christianity.
That's and I've been forced to go to many churches, And
I have
can
been
tell you
fortunate where I haven't been forced to go to many, many churches, but I have been to some.
Yeah, the only thing that stood consistent was the fact that they took in a lot of money.
Oh,
and
they always pass the basket.
Have every excuse not to give any money out. You know, multiple times. I remember in the city, the government had to literally tell them, open up to let the homeless in when it is storming. I don't care about rain or drizzle. When it is literally storming outside, you probably should open up. And maybe, why do you need a golden, candelabra? Why do you need expensive shit in the church? Aren't you supposed to take a vow of poverty? So why do you need gold?
You're supposed to take a vow of poverty.
I'm
supposed to take your money.
Pretty much. You know, when I went to Catholic school when I was a kid.
Until you got kicked out.
And I didn't get kicked out. We left. Well, we couldn't be there anymore. Yeah. I was having some problems. You know, I was little. I was having a little bit of problems with my ABCs. And when I say problems, I don't mean like it was persistent for weeks. This is literally day 2 of school. And she puts me back to the class in the corner. It's like, dude, what are you doing? How is that teaching? That's literally just ostracizing a child. And when I told my parents,
that's basically saying, I'm not going to waste my time teaching you. Yeah. You go over there, these
I'm
kids.
I'm just going to focus on them. And it's all like, or you could have just ignored me. And I
don't want the challenging kid.
Yeah, and it's not even challenging. It's day 2. We've covered it like all of an hour, you know, and we're there, 6, 7? That's besides the point, you know, and a lot of those schools do that stupid bullshit. Yeah. You know, I've heard of a lot of Christian schools, Catholic schools, they're not too good on helping kids with learning disabilities despite their parents paying a lot of money.
Yeah, it ain't free to go to these fucking schools.
The story that stuck with me the most was Jesus overturning that table in the synagogue because they were collecting money when they weren't supposed to. That, you know, it may not scale. It's been a while since I've heard the story, but that, I've seen it clear as day. And they weren't helping too many people in the neighborhood. So it's like, so literally,
you're and it's not a wealthy neighborhood. Now there's a lot of money in there.
The mission was not, it was very poor until, you know, the gentrification started and all these people who didn't want to be there, you know, all of a sudden started showing up, taking up hella real estate. And, you know, again, you know, the city, San Francisco has a lot of problems, you know, and a lot of it starts with corporate greed. You know, it really does. You know, and anybody who says San Francisco is liberal, as someone who lives here, it really ain't. It is not. It really is not.
It masquerades as.
It wasn't that since, you know, the late 80s. It started changing.
You look at Willie Brown, that man was not conservative.
No. He was a sellout. You know, F you, dude. Seriously, you were the start of the fucking problem. You're a piece of shit. You know you are. So is Ed Lee. And you know what? So is the current mayor. You don't do
London
shit.
Breed's garbage.
You're garbage.
She is absolutely.
You know, for someone who grew up in the projects, I wouldn't know because it sure in the fuck don't look like it. You don't act. And I don't mean act like it. By act like it, I mean in
giving
your
back to those people.
Actions. You were doing nothing to help your people. That makes you a sellout. You literally, and I don't mean you have to go above and beyond and billions of dollars need to be spent.
Just how about something.
Protecting those who are poor. You're not doing that. You know, if you want to solve this homeless problem, why don't you have people go out and interview these people and see, hey, did you grow up here? Because I remember growing up, and this happened before the gentrification and people started getting pushed out. You know, because you're pushed out, you kind of see that shit coming, you feel the heat, you're going to do what you need to get another place. You're not necessarily going to go homeless unless you were on the cusp or you were mentally ill and you were already in the red. You know, a lot of these people weren't that. A lot of these homeless people were literally shuttled here from out east.
Literally. So this is not, and it has been shown and proven already. So
There's
this isn't
articles
just
that have been
hearsay.
written about
This
it.
isn't just hearsay. This isn't just us running our mouths. It is, but it isn't.
You know,
So-
how'd New York get so clean of fucking homeless? How do you
So
know this
it's
city
you
gets
look
so
at
clean?
areas, and it's not just out of state, because there are places, i.e. San Diego, places like that will ship their homeless to LA and to San Francisco. Phoenix, like other cities in Arizona. It has been shown that these cities literally will give their homeless a one-way bus ticket to San Francisco
because
so we could
actually-
foot the bill.
Yes.
What needs to be done and should have been done 3, 4, 5 mayors ago is, all right, so
No, governors ago.
yeah,
What the fuck are you guys doing? You're sitting
It-
on your
you,
ass.
you go through
You're
and
not
you look and see
governing.
where these people are from, and I don't mean, oh, you're from, like, okay, so maybe you're from there, but you lived in the city for a while and then you became homeless. That's a different situation. You were literally shuttled here.
Yeah.
So
Now we got a problem.
one of two things happens: one-way ticket right back to the city they were in, or here's a bill.
Yeah. No, you get a bill and I'm sending him back. See, this is another problem. We're more and more in a lot of this again, and I'm not just bashing the Republicans, it's also the Democrats, but you cannot
absolutely.
deny the Republicans have actively worked towards breaking down the democratic policies that keep us a democracy. We are a laughing stock when it comes to the rest of the world's democracies. We're sliding. We're not. We're slowly becoming a Christian autocracy where these fucking conservatives who know they are on the way out. Nobody's really voting for them. That's why they come up with these underhanded means of getting votes in gerrymandering. And any Democrat who is worth a shit, any independent, any green, you need to actively be stopping that, because then they put in these conservative judges who go off of not the rule of law, they go off of what they want. And that's not cool. That's where you get Brock Turner getting off.
And that's where the
little
Supreme
white
Court...
homie in Minnesota who shot somebody from a whole nother fucking state, if he was black, would he have been given the same treatment?
He would have been down.
If
he would have been down.
Hey, if he was the wrong type of white, would he have been given the same type of treatment? No, he wouldn't. Native American, run through the list. And this is not a race thing. This comes down to who is in their club. They're now actively trying to purge themselves of real, actual Republicans, not conservatives, because conservatives are, they've been taken over. That's white nationalist. It is. You can't fucking deny it. Your talking points are literally the same. They literally are the same. All real Republicans who I'd have no problem with you being fiscally conservative when you're actually fiscally conservative, not just saying that.
Don't tell me you're fiscally
and then
conservative
turning
and then-
around
yeah, exactly.
and giving Walmart a tax exemption where they don't got to pay shit.
Fuck a tax exemption.
Why?
You're going to give them a fucking stipend, essentially. You're going to give them...
Yeah, and you look back to when the country was doing good, back to what, to you MAGA fucks, back to when, Make America Great Again. Yeah, the tax rate on corporations was about like 40%. It was pretty, I think it was 60%. It was pretty high. And last time I checked in the 50s, it was Eisenhower and Nixon. And last time I checked, those two people were Republicans. And another thing, Republicans of any type, you were really, really not good at picking proxy anything, puppet anything. You're bad. The United States.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not just...
No, I'm going to take that one off. I apologize. I'm going to take that one off of you guys. But you are traitors by, making the Vietnam War go on longer and having 177, U.S.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you had the wrong
stay in
Contra,
Iran
yeah.
for that much fucking longer, so you look good because you released them. That's
when that
shit.
was already negotiated
That
before
was
you ever
straight.
stepped foot in
That
office.
again, that goes to show you that and when I say Republican, I don't mean low level.
Your average Republican,
I
yeah.
mean
Politician, high-level politician, yeah.
The executive level of both the Democrats and the Republicans. All of us were peons. We're not even pawns, dude. They don't care about us.
No.
Many Republicans were being murdered in Vietnam too, and I say murdered because you were sending people over there to die. McNamara had a bunch of people go in that he knew this was his plan, to have just a bunch of idiots. Every idiot you could find, just send them in there, have them eat bullets.
Bullet sponge. That's what they were.
You literally just sent Americans to die so you can make bread. You eat that shit. That pisses me off. Is McNamara? He's a Democrat, ain't he?
I believe he is.
You see what I mean? So it's both sides.
It's not.
I hate both of them. It's just Republicans right now. You are actively fucking the country up, and Democrats are actively allowing you to do it because they're soft little fucking bitches, and it's pissing me off. Get off your laurels, Nancy. Retire.
Go away.
Sit down.
Go away.
Maybe release a couple bikini pictures, because when you were younger, you were pretty hot and you still had a nice chest. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but
yeah, you do.
Yeah, shit. Even now, you still got a nice rack. But retire, dude, because I'm sick of it. You ain't doing shit to help anybody out.
So McNamara was a Republican until 1978, and then after 1978, he was a Democrat.
Yeah. So see, he's just a punk ass politician. He's just a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, dude. You literally sent hell of our guys to go die for no reason. That is fucking annoying. It pisses me off beyond belief. It really does. Not saying everybody's perfect, but bro, come on, man. It is. It's pissing me off.
Be better. Be better.
Well, you're old. You don't give a shit.
No.
Anymore.
Just in general. Just in general. You don't need to be perfect, but be better.
See, this is why I want mandatory boot camp where we mix. Everybody's gonna mix. No longer are you gonna be segregated from anybody. And if you want to be a bigoted little prick, then you're gonna get fucked up by the goddamn drill instructors. Then you're gonna be forced to be in a hole with the people you hate.
The most.
Or the person you hate. You don't like gays, you're gonna be stuck with that gay dude. Or that lesbian chick if you're a chick. We're gonna keep it, equal. Because we cannot have... I don't mind you hating them, but you will understand you cannot hurt them because you do not like them, or you disagree with them, or you
have
agree
every
with their
right
lifestyle.
to dislike somebody. But that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you get to go out and tell them what the fuck they can and cannot do.
Doesn't mean you can go out and tell them what they can and can't do. It doesn't mean that you can do anything detrimental to them. Just steer the fuck clear. If you don't like gay people, just stay away from gay people.
Hey,
if you don't like black people, just stay away. Like, if you don't like them, first off, maybe you should intermingle with them and realize, holy shit, we're all just people. We really aren't that much different. Because in general, unless you're coming from the stupidly elite, like, not even 1%, the fraction of 1%, where you have nothing in common with anyone other than those dozen people in that realm. Money. You have so much more in common with anyone walking down the street than you do with them. The ones that you sit there and they tell you what you should like and what you don't like, and who you should hate and who you should like, and all that. You have more in common with the people they're telling you to hate than them. You have more in common. So if you're a white supremacist and you hate blacks or you hate Jews, bro, you got more in common with that black homie over there or that Jewish dude.
And on the other side, because I know I grew up in a Latin area, you guys too.
Yeah.
And same, everybody has somebody
if you grew up
they don't like.
If you're black and you grew up in a black area and you were told that you were supposed to hate that white dude, you got more in common with him than you realize.
Even if nobody told you that, that's just your prejudice.
Yeah.
Understand.
And part of it is you weren't, and in some cases it was because you just never really had an interaction with people of that group, so you just have this this concept already in your head. Break that concept down get out of your comfort zone and interact with people. And there doesn't matter what group you're going around. There's gonna be an asshole. It doesn't
Everywhere.
matter. Like
That
it doesn't
comes with
matter.
being
Like
human.
that. So don't interact with one. Interact with many, and you'll realize, unless you're coming in there just a grade A asshole, if you come in there with the mindset of, I want to get to know these people, you're gonna realize you have a lot more in common than them than you realize.
Or
Like-
you don't even have to do that. If you're around them, just act like a decent human being.
Exactly.
And most of them will treat you
Don't be a
back
grade A
like
asshole to them. Like it
decent
you know,
human being.
don't be the person that when you're walking down the street and you see, a black guy walking down the street, you clutch your purse closer, or you cross the street. Don't be that person.
Or
Be
you
the
just talk shit.
Yeah. Like, just go into a group and be a decent human being, and you'll realize it doesn't matter what group you're talking about. It could be, you're a Latino and hanging out with, black people or white people or Asian people. It doesn't matter. Or a white dude hanging out with, at a black cookout. Or with some Latinos. Or with, an Asian group. Like, it doesn't matter which, the shell game. It doesn't matter where it's going. Go and completely engulf yourself in that group for a little while, and you'll realize, why am I being told to hate these people?
Well, first and foremost, you need to understand that the divisions of the past, the gripes of the past, racially and socially, they are being used by our current enemy. And because most of the government is so happy with getting a lot of these under the table kickbacks, they're fucking stupid. They're distracted by the bag, and they don't see that these people are actively working against us. TikTok,
or in some cases,
if you own TikTok as an American, you need to delete that shit. That is a Chinese fucking front or that's a front for the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party. They do not like us. That is our enemy. They have stated it multiple times. If you do any business with them, you're doing business with the enemy. They have said this. Their president said it. It's recorded. And what do they keep doing? They keep going back to that mill. Mitch McConnell's wife is from there. You don't see a conflict. You don't see a conflict of interest. You don't see a problem there. Is somebody like the CIA better be listening in on his calls?
And when you say she's from there, she's not.
Shit.
When you say she's from there, it's not like she's from some small village.
She was born
a
there.
well-off
She has
family.
connections to either the first or the second largest construction company in China. And I hope you know that holds very little weight. Chinese people call Chinese construction tofu dreg construction, which, man, I better be careful, because if I talk about it too much, YouTube, an American company, will literally black out this video, do whatever they can to keep it from going out, because they're getting a bag from China. China doesn't want Americans letting other Americans know that their enemy is coming for them. They're here. They're actively here. I said it before. They're shooting Transformers, not necessarily the Chinese, but probably the Chinese in bed with the Iranians. The Russians don't like us, and who knows what other nefarious or what other countries we don't know are involved. We're top dog. When you're top dog, everyone's gunning for you. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but technology is starting to slowly encompass the globe. People are getting better and better weapons. You think they're not going to press up upon us, especially when we're dumb as fuck? You look at most universities, they're literally geared towards just pulling money from you.
Yeah.
A lot of people get a degree,
There's a reason that,
and it don't work out because these corporations, everybody's constantly
not
trying
just
to
going
get
to that
money.
point.
Oh, shit, I gotta go.
Well, on that note, we could touch on that later, getting into the college stuff. But yeah, hey, for those of you out there who haven't indulged yourself in being around people that are different than you, get out of your comfort zone and just go be around people. You will encounter an asshole here or there. The key is don't be the asshole when you walk in.
Well, just get to know your fellow Americans, because there is going to come a point where we reach a divide that somebody out there is going to be like, now's the time to strike. You know, they're not going to know what to do. It's not necessarily going to be something that the military can't handle. It's going to be a multi-front, engagement. And what I'm most fearful of, and I hope, the FBI or the CIA, anybody's listening to this, is them coming here, purchasing weapons illegally, stockpiling them, and then attacking on a more organized level. That is what the fuck I'm worried about, because the PLA, they do not care about us. We literally are, they've said it, we are the enemy. What's to stop them from doing that? It happened in Ukraine. They got the the blueprints for it. They got the blue book. It's a bigger version of the blueprints. That's what bothers me. And because we are so disorganized, and
there's
again,
so much dissension amongst us over the last decade.
And it is something that has not happened organically. It is something that they have engineered, especially since, you can do stuff on the internet. You can get people riled up and divided. That's the best way to attack somebody. Fucking pick up on it. And anybody in power, Gavin Newsom, do not allow any more business between California and China. I don't care. You need to start taking this stuff back. They are the enemy. 100%. We gotta go. I gotta go.
All right,
So, 22 skidoo.
Catch you next week. Later, y'all.
Peace out. Stay Colombian.